Got a new optic to show you guys and to talk about. Hey everybody, Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. And today I want to talk about an optic that a company sent me. Right now, this is just kind of my first thoughts. I've looked at it, I've mounted it, I've used it a little bit. I have a rough 100-yard zero on it so far. So let's get into it. What is it? It is the CV Life. What? CV Life? You gotta be kidding me. Click away. No, seriously, stand by. Watch this video. CV Life, when they first contacted me, I was like, that's that company that makes those really cheapo optics on Amazon, I think, you know? So I went to Amazon, I put in CV Life, and I was looking at like $39, $49, $59, whatever dollar scopes. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I told the company, I'm not really interested because, you know, that's like really low end stuff that I really can't recommend for people to put on weapon systems that they may be trusting with their life. And the company's like, well, wait, no, we got this new line of like their professional line or whatever of new optics, first focal plane, Japanese ED glass. And I'm like, really? Okay. They sent me some links and they were like the global pre-release. And so what happened is, stick with me on the story here and we get into the optic a little bit more. They wanted to send me an optic, and so they wanted to send me a 5 to 30 power optic. And I'm like, all right, that'd be sweet on my bolt gun, you know, my designated marksman rifle, sniper rifle, whatever you want to call it, my precision rifle. And I said, you know, I'm really looking at getting into like a 3 to 16 or something like that for my special purpose rifle. This. And so they said, well, how about we send you both? I'm like, okay, sweet. So I will be reviewing both. The, like I said, 5 to 30 power, I think it is on my bolt gun right now. I haven't taken that out yet, but I started on this one. So they sent me this one. This is the CV Life Bear something. I'm sorry, I totally forget. But yeah, Bear something. 3 to 18 power, first focal plane, quarter MOA adjustments, MOA reticle, which are all things that were like checking boxes for me. Came with a throw handle for the magnification adjustment. And all in all, it looks like it's a decent scope. The glass quality, okay, so this one does not have Japanese ED glass, but it has very good glass from what I've seen so far. Even all the way up in 18 power, it's pretty darn clear. I mean, it's pretty clear, crystal clear. I would put this up there with a lot higher end optics, because I think this one was coming in at, I think they were selling it for like, it was under $300. I know that for a fact on their website. I just looked at it before the video. It comes with, you know, the standard scope covers, flip up scope covers, which they seem reasonable. It came with mounts, which I ended up not using because I went with this, you know, the mount that I already had, my low power variable optic was in. So what are my first thoughts using this? So far, like I said, I just worked in a rough 100-yard zero. What do I mean by rough? Rough was, you know, I was about like that, groups, you know. So yeah, very rough, obviously. And that was with cheapo 55 grain like wolf steel cased, crap. So take that into account also. And that day I wasn't really on. I felt a little bit jittery and stuff like that. Maybe I had a monster or something. I don't know what it was. But this Optic will be getting tested a lot more. So far, I am happy with it. I can't say anything negative about it. Yeah, I can't. Side parallax adjustment, zero stop. It has all the boxes checked. And I think what's probably going to happen with this Optic, if it proves to be what I think it is and what they say it is, I think it'll happen kind of like Vortex. When Vortex first started out, they were like the total budget, and nobody was like, Vortex, whatever. And then they grew, and then people got to understand the reputation that they deserved. And their stuff rose in price accordingly. So I think this one is probably going to be a really good, especially for under $300, that's a really good deal. Time will tell though, and I will tell you guys honestly everything about this Optic as I'm testing it. So maybe you want to ask a little bit more about like the SPR build itself. I'll do a different video on that, talking about the SPR build and what all this rifle is. It's a special purpose rifle, but we're not going to get into that right now. So far, so good. The zeroing was fairly easy. The adjustments seemed like they were quarter MOA. So, when I was 4 inches off, I came up 16 clicks. And yeah, so, quarter MOA, quarter inch at 100 yards. So if you're 1 inch off, it'd be 4 clicks per 1 inch, or 16 clicks for 4 inches. Anyway, I don't really need to tell you guys that. Like I said, so far so good. You will be seeing this a lot more in my continued testing. And if it proves to be good enough as a permanent home on this rifle, I'm really hoping it does. One thing I did have to do, because of where the mounts have to be, where the turrets are, stuff like that, I did have to move my red dot off to the side, which I don't really care for as much. I like all my weapon systems to be standardized, where where it's mounted above here, and the height of the turret really affected that. So the riser I could get would put it up too high, and without a riser, I could barely see the dot over it. So I'm just like, you know what? I'll just move it off to the side. So this one weapon system will be standard optic roll for my red dot. So all in all, I think it'll work out well. CV Life Bear Power, I believe, 3 to 18 first focal plane optic for under $300. Time will tell, but so far, so good. Thank you guys for allowing me to be part of your day. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.